All right, hi everybody again. It is May 31st, the end of May. Tomorrow's going to be June 1st. I think some very interesting things are going to start happening soon. Well, definitely in the month of June. Anyway, as usual, I kind of get prodded and get some more downloads to make more videos. And again, I want to try to make things a little more clear as far as my explanations on, for instance, me saying, I'm from the future. Okay, you know, it's kind of hard to explain these type of things unless you understand some of the concepts I've been telling you before, that anything outside of physical reality, anywhere in the universe, when something becomes physical, it's exactly like Einstein basically was trying to explain with E equals mc squared. Whereas in other words, if something's energy, it's not part of mass. So it's obviously energy is just completely, you know, traveling at light speed or high speed, whatever, and it's only when it's compressed or slowed down to become matter. Well, that's very much the explanation I was giving you the other day when someone's spirit, which is completely energy, it's like a white ball of energy, or it could be a shape of a person, whatever. But I'm just saying that white pure energy is slowed down and basically put into a physical container, biological entity or human body, then it slows it down. When you slow it down like that, it becomes subject to time. So that's why it only exists in physical matter. Time only exists in physical matter. And obviously, we live in a physical world, and that is our reality. So everything is to us is just time and physical, everything, and that's why it's always difficult for us to imagine uh, things outside that world, because especially if you're not taught anything different, you think, well, this is it. I know I need water, physical this, and I have to be warm, kept warm. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to damage my body. Just everything becomes physical, and then it's just that becomes so consuming and so overwhelming in our minds that we think that this is it. And that's why it's also difficult to think outside that bubble or outside that box, because we go, it's like this spooky hocus pocus world that we can't imagine. It's like, what do you mean? There's stuff that you can't see, or this pure energy, or whatever. And I understand what it's like, because it's like, there's electricity coming out of the wall socket. You can't see it unless it sparks or something. But I'm just saying, you have to kind of take people's word for it. There's energy coming through these copper wires, and it's coming out and it's being used. But it's invisible. But somehow we can accept that. Anyway, I can go on about that. But as usual, I'm always trying to make notes, especially if I'm getting downloads. When I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning or something, and I get information telepathically told to me. So I'm going to kind of explain the wake up call for me in 2015, and why it's very applicable to my situation. Not only have I been told this, but I kind of really understand that even though I came in early to acclimate myself to this human experience, although I've been a human being several times before. And what I mean by that, again, is it's from different timelines or different. Yeah, I don't want to kind of keep going on about that, but it has to do with so much of this. It's a very hard concept to wrap your head around. But as far as coming in 2015, and it was my wake up. Well, I came in to my body, probably around 1964 or 1963, and just living a regular life, being a sleeper agent, kind of just kept alive for some particular mission that I'm not aware of. But like I said, my wake up call came in 2015 where I was getting more telepathic messages. you know, I would even tell my wife about them. And then I'd say, I've been getting these strange messages in my head. I think they're just dreams. So, but I'm going to look them up. So I would look it up on the internet. Like I told you before, I started doing more research on these things. And then I'd find other people that were talking about the same thing or similar subjects, and then I've got more down. I call them downloads or telepathic communications. But my wake up call for 2015, the reason why it's very important is because like I told you about time shifts in different timelines. Well, the time shift that happened in 2016, and that's why I was woken up a year ahead of time to get up to speed, was a very positive time shift change. And it had to do with an election. And everybody kind of knows where I'm going with that one. That election was very, very timeline changing. It started a positive timeline. Now, and that's why the dark entities that are trying to control this construct that we live in started freaking out, and they went, "Oh my God, it's derailing all their plans. It's basically undoing all their plans." Now, here's the thing: is this is very hard to wrap your head around, and it's going to sound like science fiction. But this not only is there multiple timelines, but there's also different endings a lot of times for them. They're very, very similar. Well, this particular, and I'm going to call it a module because I have to go into that in another video, but this particular scenario that we're living in always has a bad ending, and that's why there's a lot of stories written about it that we read it, for instance in Revelations of Armageddon and stuff like it. Basically it always kind of ended badly, so that's why we're expecting things to sort of go that direction, and we're always constantly looking for clues, not realizing that we're manifesting things at the same time. Again, another video. But so trying to link what's going on with me in particular, coming in at 2015, not coming in, but I'm saying waking up at 2015, to why I came here, is because of the upcoming change of timelines. It's a positive timeline. That's why I'm always seeming very positive, even though things are going crazy even right now. It's because there's a lot of really positive things that are happening. We have to go through a lot of crap to get there because we're breaking the system, and like I keep reverting to this as a jailbreak. We're breaking out. But here's the thing, and this is going to sound kind of funny too at the same time, but that's why I came in knowing that, like I said, it's like somewhat kind of from the future, but there's no such thing when you go outside of that. This timelines can go back on. Time can go forward and back. But I came in knowing that this normally ends very badly. But I came in because this was going to be changed. Now, like I said, this is kind of hard to explain, but this module or this scenario always had a bad ending because it's been hijacked by dark entities thousands of years ago, and they keep looping this scenario. I'll go into that in another video. But anyway, so now I'm privy to that this is going to turn into something really, really good, but it still needs guidance. So hundreds of thousands of us came here and were sprinkled all over the world to basically assist. And what I mean by assist is not only by physically explaining things to people and trying to help people out that way, but also being a positive influence, like being a positive, like it's almost like a positive electrode or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like we have to be connected and be like shine white light or whatever. It's like we have to have this positiveness in order to create this new reality. And what makes it funny to me was it is very similar to uh, the Kobayashi Maru from Star Trek. It was like it was something that has never been. It's impossible to win that scenario. Well, that's kind of what we're going through. It always ended wrong, but the only way it could end right or on a positive note is we realize, and when I'm talking about we, I'm saying even a lot of you don't even realize you've been reincarnated. But we've realized, and we've come into this scenario over and over again, played this timeline out, and it always ended wrong, but we get looped back in again. But we realized the only way we can overcome this is from influence from the outside. In other words, we have to get in from the inside, like I said, boots on the ground, like me, and not just me, but lots of us, and also from the outside. In combination, we can turn this into a positive timeline. And that's what I've been getting for quite some time. And I mean, how do you explain this to anybody? It's just sounds ludicrous. But again, I've been prodded to tell you guys, so you kind of start grasping what's going on here. Because as you guys know, if anything, you've come to the conclusion that we're being influenced from the outside, whether it's an angel or a demon, but there's things going on outside of our realm of reality that are affecting our lives. And usually it's for the negative, and it's us fighting against them. So it's that scenario has been going on for thousands of years of basically us being picked on in a sense. Well, anyway, it's going to end. This is going to end soon. But the dark side don't want to give up. They're fighting to the very bitter end. That's the best way I can kind of explain it for now. But anyway, it kind of gives you a little more insight on me coming here. So it doesn't sound bizarre, like I'm just sort of coming back to sort of relive the future, you know, make sure I got that movie contract or something. It's not about that or anything. It's like I said, it's fixing this system, especially the system that was absolutely bent on crashing again. It was going to end wrong. But again, it's because enough is enough. We're not gonna let them win at this of crashing this perfectly. It was designed for a really good ride, a really good learning experience for everybody, but it was taken over. And like I said, that's a really interesting reason why I kind of get why they're doing it. But either way, I'm just saying this is going to end really, really awesome. It's really, really awesome. More than you guys can imagine. That's why I'm being here to help you guys get up to speed so you're not too shocked when good things start happening. I mean, there's still bad things ahead of us, especially these. But you guys are also kind of picking up on they're contrived. This is not. These are. It's basically they're making themselves so obvious now that this is part of their MO. They use fear. They're trying to crash this, and it's almost like if they can't win this module, they're going to try to burn all the bridges and torch everything on their way out. But like I said, that's not going to happen. We're getting lots of help, and it's also up to us to stay strong in our positivity, basically. That's kind of the easiest way I can explain it. So anyway, again, take this with a grain of salt. I'm just telling you what I'm told, not told, but what I've learned and what they tell me as well. And that's it for May. That's probably my last one for May, and then hopefully I'm just so you also know, I get over information on things that are that I want to tell you guys, but it's really hard for me to explain everything that I've learned. How do I do that in in a 10-minute video? It's just too difficult, and also make a living at the same time. Anyway, uh, let's hope for positive stuff happening in June, which there will be some as well. So look forward to it. Okay, see you guys later.